How did a tiny island nation with no natural resources become one of the wealthiest countries in the world? This is the enigma of Singapore's wealth, a tale of transformation that is as compelling as it is confounding. In the early 19th century, Singapore was a humble British trading port, a speck on the world map. It was a simple stopover for ships traveling the spice route, a place to replenish supplies and rest weary sailors. Its land, a mere 700 square kilometers, offered no gold, no oil, no diamonds. The island's wealth was not in the ground but above it, within its strategic location and its enterprising people. Yet the lack of natural resources posed a significant challenge. Without the lure of gold or oil, how could Singapore attract investors and businesses? How could it compete with resource-rich countries and establish itself as an economic powerhouse? The answer lies in its strategic approach to economic development. Singapore understood that its wealth was not in its soil but in its people and its location. It harnessed its strategic position at the crossroads of major shipping lanes to develop a thriving port. It invested in its people, focusing on education and skills development to create a highly skilled and productive workforce. And it welcomed foreign investment, positioning itself as a gateway to Asia for multinational corporations. But this was not a straightforward journey. It was a path fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Singapore had to overcome numerous obstacles, from geopolitical tensions to economic crises. But through it all, it remained steadfast in its commitment to economic growth and development. The result? Today, Singapore stands as one of the wealthiest nations in the world, with a GDP per capita that surpasses many developed countries. It's a global hub for finance, shipping, and commerce. It's a testament to what a small nation can achieve with vision, strategic planning, and relentless determination. From a small trading port to a global economic powerhouse, Singapore's journey is nothing short of astonishing. As we delve into the story of Singapore's economic miracle, you'll discover how a tiny island nation defied the odds and transformed itself into a beacon of prosperity. 1965 marked a significant turning point in Singapore's history with its independence. The newly sovereign state faced a multitude of challenges, each one seemingly more daunting than the last. Imagine this: a small island nation with no natural resources, a diverse population, and threats of instability. From the onset, Singapore grappled with a trifecta of problems: unemployment, a low level of education, and housing issues. The job market was in dire straits. With the sudden withdrawal of colonial powers, industries had all but collapsed. Unemployment was rampant. The people of Singapore, many of whom were immigrants, had limited skills and low educational levels. This made it difficult for them to find gainful employment, further exacerbating the economic crisis. Education, the backbone of any nation's growth, was another stumbling block. The literacy rate was alarmingly low, particularly among the older generation. Schools were few and far between, and many children didn't have access to basic education. This was a massive hindrance to economic development, as a well-educated workforce is key to attracting investment and fostering innovation. And then there was the housing crisis. Overcrowding was a serious concern, with multiple families often crammed into single-room apartments in squalid conditions. This not only posed health risks but also led to social unrest. But Singapore, with its resilient spirit, was undeterred. The government knew that for the nation to thrive, it had to address these issues head-on. It embarked on comprehensive plans to boost employment, improve education, and provide affordable housing. The goal was clear: to transform Singapore from a third-world country to a first-world nation. Despite the odds, Singapore was ready to roll up its sleeves and get to work. The road to prosperity was not smooth, but the nation, armed with determination and a clear vision, was ready to take on the challenge. The 1970s and 80s witnessed a transformation that many call the Singapore miracle. Now, you might be wondering what exactly sparked this extraordinary economic turnaround. It wasn't magic, nor was it a stroke of luck. It was the result of deliberate and strategic government policies and strategies. At the heart of Singapore's economic success was a strong focus on industrialization. The government implemented export-oriented industrialization policies, aiming to transform Singapore from a small port into a major international export hub. This was a significant shift from the previous import substitution industrialization strategy, but the government didn't stop there. Recognizing the importance of a skilled workforce in driving economic growth, they placed a strong emphasis on education. They poured resources into building world-class educational institutions, developing a robust curriculum, and training teachers. The goal was to equip Singaporeans with the skills needed to thrive in an increasingly globalized and competitive world. Another pillar of Singapore's economic miracle was infrastructure development. The government embarked on a massive public housing program aiming to provide affordable and quality living conditions for its citizens. They also invested heavily in building a modern transportation network, telecommunications system, and other public utilities. But perhaps the most crucial aspect of Singapore's economic success was its openness to foreign investment. The government actively courted multinational corporations, offering them attractive incentives to set up operations in Singapore. This not only brought in much-needed capital, but also created jobs, transferred technology, and helped Singapore integrate into the global economy. Yes, the transformation was rapid, but it wasn't by chance. Each move was calculated, each step meticulously planned. The Singapore miracle was not a result of luck, but a testament to the power of strategic planning and execution. It's a story of a nation that dared to dream big, that believed in its potential, and that wasn't afraid to roll up its sleeves and do the hard work necessary to turn those dreams into reality. It's a story that continues to inspire nations around the world today. As Singapore moved into the new millennium, the economy took another significant turn. This shift was marked by the rise of the service sector, which rapidly became a major economic driver. The service sector, in case you're wondering, encompasses a wide variety of industries, including finance, tourism, and logistics. It was no accident that these industries flourished. Singapore's government played a vital role in promoting and supporting the growth of the service sector. Let's delve a bit deeper into this narrative. In the realm of finance, Singapore has established itself as a global hub. The government's commitment to maintaining a stable and trustworthy financial system has attracted numerous international banks and financial institutions. The robust regulatory framework, coupled with a skilled workforce, has created a conducive environment for the finance sector to thrive. Then we have tourism. With its unique blend of cultures and world-class attractions, Singapore has become a must-visit destination for travelers worldwide. The government has been instrumental in this, investing heavily in infrastructure and marketing efforts to put Singapore on the global tourism map. The result, millions of visitors every year, contributing substantially to the economy. And let's not forget logistics. Singapore's strategic location at the heart of Southeast Asia has made it a logistical powerhouse. The government has capitalized on this advantage by investing in top-notch port facilities and promoting Singapore as a global logistics hub. Each of these sectors has grown in leaps and bounds, contributing to a diverse and dynamic economy. But it's not just about economic growth. The rise of the service sector has also led to the creation of countless jobs, giving Singaporeans a wealth of opportunities to build their careers. The service sector's rise marked a new chapter in Singapore's economic story, further strengthening its global standing. It's a testament to the power of strategic planning and foresight, and a shining example of how a small nation can make a big impact on the world stage. Today, Singapore stands as one of the world's wealthiest nations. It's a testament to vision, tenacity, and a relentless pursuit of economic growth. The city-state's journey from a small, resource-poor island to a global economic titan is nothing short of remarkable. Singapore's current economic status is that of a high-income economy with a gross domestic product per capita that outpaces many developed countries. It's a modern marvel of economic development, a testament to its leaders' foresight and the resilience of its people. The financial sector in Singapore is a key driver of this wealth. Internationally recognized for its robust regulatory measures, high standards of professionalism, and world-class infrastructure, Singapore's financial sector is a vibrant and dynamic engine that powers the nation's economy. It's home to hundreds of banks, insurance companies, and other financial institutions that provide a wide array of services, creating jobs, fostering innovation, and contributing to the nation's high standard of living. But it's not just about banking and finance. Singapore is also a global hub for commerce and trade. Strategically located at the crossroads of major shipping routes, it's one of the busiest ports in the world, serving as a critical conduit for goods and services flowing across the globe. Moreover, Singapore's commitment to free trade and open markets has attracted scores of multinational corporations. From tech giants to pharmaceutical behemoths, many have chosen Singapore as their regional headquarters, drawn by its stable political climate, skilled workforce, and business-friendly policies. But it's not all about big business. The city-state's vibrant startup scene is a hotbed of innovation, fostering a culture of entrepreneurship that's adding new dimensions to its economy. Indeed, the story of Singapore's economic success is a multifaceted one, underpinned by a willingness to adapt, innovate, and continually reinvent itself in the face of changing global economic landscapes. From a small island with limited resources, Singapore has truly transformed into a global economic powerhouse. It's a shining example of how vision, leadership, and the indomitable spirit of its people can turn the tide of fortune and shape a nation's destiny. Singapore's economic journey offers invaluable lessons for the world. As we delve into the key takeaways from this remarkable growth story, we begin to understand that the secret to Singapore's success lies in its strategic planning, relentless focus on long-term goals, and the crucial role of education. Education is a cornerstone of Singapore's economic strategy. The country understood early on that in order to compete on a global stage, it needed a highly educated workforce. It invested heavily in its education system, aiming to equip its citizens with the skills necessary to thrive in a rapidly changing world. This emphasis on education has paid off, with Singapore consistently ranking among the top in global education rankings. But education is not the only factor. Singapore's success is also due to its strategic planning. From the very beginning, the country's leaders had a clear vision for what they wanted Singapore to become. They identified the key sectors that would drive growth and implemented policies to support these sectors. This strategic approach allowed Singapore to transform from a small trading port into a global financial hub. Furthermore, Singapore's focus on long-term goals has been instrumental in its economic growth. The country was not content with short-term gains. Instead, it aimed for sustainable growth that would benefit future generations. This long-term perspective has allowed Singapore to make bold decisions and take calculated risks, which have ultimately paid off. Lastly, the role of good governance cannot be overstated. Singapore's leaders are known for their integrity and dedication to the country's development. They have managed to create a business-friendly environment while maintaining a high level of transparency and accountability. Indeed, Singapore's story teaches us that with vision and determination, nothing is impossible. It shows us that even a small nation with limited natural resources can become a global powerhouse if it is willing to invest in its people, plan strategically for the future, and remain focused on long-term goals. The lessons from Singapore's economic growth are not just for nations, but for individuals as well, reminding us to always aim high, plan carefully, and never stop learning. As we reflect on Singapore's incredible economic journey, we are left in awe of what this small nation has achieved. From its humble beginnings after gaining independence, through its struggles and the birth of its economic miracle, Singapore's story is a testament to the power of strategic planning, education, and long-term goals. The rise of its service sector has not only propelled the country into becoming a global economic powerhouse, but has also provided valuable lessons for other nations. Singapore's wealth is no enigma. It's the result of meticulous planning, a strong focus on education, and the audacity to set and pursue ambitious goals. So let's take inspiration from Singapore's economic growth, reminding ourselves that no goal is too big, and no nation too small to dream, strategize, and achieve. If you've enjoyed this video about Singapore's economic growth, why not give this video a thumbs up? Your likes guide us in creating content you love. If you're new here and found value in this video, consider joining our family. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to ensure you never miss out on a new economic journey.